What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, and today the Winnipeg Jets have signed Cole Perfetti. It'll be as of last night when you guys are seeing this, but a 2-year bridge deal worth $3.25 million per year. So it comes out to $6.5 million over 2 years. So Cole Perfetti gets his deal done. It's been a topic of conversation here in Winnipeg. I actually just talked about it in the video that I released yesterday. And yeah, in that I was talking about how I was kind of worried that it was kind of taking a little bit longer now, or starting to worry that maybe things were starting to sour or could sour. But it does look like the deal is done. The deal is done, and Cole will be returning to training camp, or making his way to training camp anyway, as of today. When you're seeing this video, he'll be in the second group. I would have loved a long-term deal for Cole. I think that an 8-year deal would have been awesome. If you have an opportunity to sign, young players, young good players to long-term deals, I think you definitely should, because in the long run, it's going to benefit you with the cap. The Jets, in this case, it didn't even really seem like they offered a long-term deal. It seemed like he was open to it, Cole, but it sounds like via reports that never really happened. So kind of interesting, as we kind of thought they were open to either bridge or long term, but ultimately it is a bridge. Kind of disappointing. I would have loved a long-term deal for Cole, and I think he's going to get paid right after this deal, in a couple seasons. But the Jets will still have control of him. He will be an RFA. But yeah, we'll see how the season goes for him. Hopefully he can stay healthy. In training camp, Brad Lambert was playing with Gabe Vilardi and Alex Iafallo as his wingers. I do imagine that Iafallo was probably the sub for Perfetti, as he was the sub, kind of felt like he was the sub anyway early on, just looking at some of the lineups that the Jets were putting together in training camp and in the preseason games. So it'd be kind of cool, a line of Perfetti, Brad Lambert, and Gabe Vilardi. I'd love to get a look at that. I talked about that in the video that I posted yesterday, if you want to go watch that. I focused on that quite a bit, but yeah, no, the idea of that line really intrigues me. And then, of course, in the Jets scrimmage, they had Ehlers, Connor, and Mark Scheifele together on a line, and it was, a lot of fun, and that line's had success in the past. Maybe Arniel runs with that. Maybe, the Analytics Summit did something, and we won't see Connor, Scheifele, Vilardi, or at least to start anyway. It would be nice. We know that does not work. Last year, that really sunk the Jets, but alas, we'll see what Scott wants to do with the line combinations. But I do feel a sense of, relief getting this done now. I was really scared, that the Jets were kind of starting to sour with Cole, and, just how contract negotiations were going, because it really did feel like for a bit there that Cole was playing super nice. I mean, he went to the Vegas thing already, represented the Jets without a contract, just a lot of other stuff, community stuff, and they still didn't have a deal hammered out. But alas, it's done now, so happy for Cole, and he should be having a big year. If he can stay healthy, I do think that he's going to have a monster year, as I've said before. I've said about probably 5 or 6 times in this video, but I'm saying like 50-60 point guy this year. I think that this is the year he really does break out and has a real nice year for the Jets. I feel like he's a guy that gets talked about as like just a middle tier guy for whatever reason. I feel like he doesn't get a lot of respect. I guess maybe it's just because he's a smaller forward, does not have, groundbreaking speed or anything like that, but the guy's vision and the guy's playmaking is absolutely elite. Proved that he can score, had a pretty decent year last year for the, ice time that he was given. I believe it was just over, 13 minutes per game, played on the 4th line for the majority of the back half of the year, was scratched, and then he played in the playoffs in Game 5, and he looked like one of the best players out there. So kind of annoying that we didn't get to see him more, but I think he's going to have a big year, and I think we're going to see a lot of Cole Perfetti here in Winnipeg and in the NHL in general. I think he's going to turn a lot of heads. But that is the update. Cole Perfetti signs a 2-year bridge deal worth $6.5 million total, $3.25 million each season, and that's it. So yeah, if you guys like the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. See you guys in the next one. Go Jets, go. Bye-bye.